Hello everyone, in this video I'll be solving Cambridge AS Level Information Technology Paper 2 Practical for the year February-March 2019. You will create a short video to advertise winter holidays in the town of Elmau, Austria. The details are given here. These are the files with which we will be working. I have copied the files here. Create a new video and set the image ratio to 16:9. I'm using the video editor Movie Maker. Set the image ratio to 16:9. Go to the project menu, 16:9. Open and examine the file elmau1.jpg. Edit this image, removing the lower portion so that it matches the image ratio of the video and is not distorted. So this is the image. We have to crop it in such a way that it matches the image ratio, which is 16:9. So I'm using an image editor, Photoshop, for the image. Open the image, Elmau1. So this is the image. Now we have to crop the image in such a way that the lower part is removed and also it is in the ratio 16:9. So click on the crop option. So this is the crop option. Now click here and set it to 16:9. This is the image ratio. So the area is specified. Now you can select it in such a way that the lower part is removed. The road is not visible. So keep it like this. It is almost okay. Press enter so that the crop is done. Now save this image. After saving the image, let us drag the image to the video so that it is set as the background. After saving the image, let us drag the image to the video so that it is set as the background. And the background should appear totally for 18 seconds. Add the text "looking for a winter holiday" to the title in a yellow serif font like this. Add an appropriate effect and display this title for 7 seconds. So now the image is here as the background. Let us add the title. Click on title. Type the title. So choose a font in such a way that it is matching to the given in the question. So this one, Rockwell Extra Bold, is matching. And it must be set to yellow color. Now add an appropriate effect for this. The title must appear on the background image. So let us move this box. Click on this and move it here so that it appears on the background image. You can then remove this empty frame. So now the text is there on the background. And it must be displayed for 7 seconds. So it is displayed for 7 seconds. Leave the background on display for further 2 seconds. So I'm just copying the background once more and paste it and set it to 2 seconds so that the background will continue for 2 seconds. Next, create a caption to match the brief and display it for 7 seconds. So on the same background, we need a caption which will be displayed for 7 seconds. So I am again copying the background image and it is set for 7 seconds. And we'll set a caption. Click on Home, Caption. which should display the purpose and the location of the video. The purpose of the video and location. So the purpose is given here. Advertise traditional Australian hospitality. So this is the purpose and the location is Elmore, Austria. Set it as bold so that it's easy to read and make it yellow color so that it's visible here. And we must give a different effect, so I'm giving another effect from here. So after the caption is set, make sure it is 7 seconds. The text duration must be 7 seconds. Keep it here at the beginning of this frame. Now leave the background on display for further 2 seconds. So I'll copy the background once more, copy and paste it here. So this is again set for 2 seconds. So now you can see totally the background is appearing for 18 seconds. Open and examine the file mountains.mp4. Remove the first 6 seconds of the clip. So you have to bring mountains.mp4 here. So the video is loading. Remove the first 6 seconds of the clip. Trim the clip so that only 10 seconds remain. So first 6 seconds must be removed. So let us use the trim tool. Now you know the video starts from 18 seconds. So first 6 has to be removed, means it should start from the 24th second. So go to trim tool. Start point must be 24. Save trim so that the first 6 seconds are removed. Now we have to trim the clip so that only 10 seconds remain. Now the total duration is 13, so it must be 10. So let us keep the slider at the 10th second. That means at 28. Now split, click on split and then just remove the last part. So it is trimmed to 10 seconds so that the total duration of the video is now 28 seconds. Remove the soundtrack from the clip. We have to remove the soundtrack. Click here, go to video volume. Take a snapshot of the last frame of the video to create a background image for the credits. So take a snapshot for the last frame. Click on home, snapshot. It must be saved inside your folder. Save the snapshot and make sure its duration is 7 seconds. Now we have to add appropriate credits to match the brief. So let us add credits here. Click on home, credits. Now the credits details are given here. Filmed by GBR Video. And edited by. You can give your name, center number and candidate number. Now the credit has to be moved to the snapshot. So just click on this box and move it to the last image, which is the snapshot. Now you can remove the empty frame from here. Now the total duration of the image is 35 seconds. Export your video in MP4 format with the file name E1 followed by your center number and candidate number. So file, save movie. Click on recommended for this project so that it will match the image ratio, and it must be saved as E1 followed by your center number and candidate number. Save this. Open and examine the files elmov1.mp3 and elmov2.mp3 in an appropriate editing software. So let us use Audacity for editing these mp3 files. Open Audacity. So elmov1.mp3. First bring it here. Then remove the end of the clip elmov1.mp3 so that only 22 seconds remain. So let us select the first 22 seconds and then click on trim so that the rest of the part is removed. Fade out this clip over the last 2 seconds. So the last 2 seconds, that is from 20 to 22, we have to fade it out. So select that particular portion, click on Effect, give fade out. Add the clip elmov2.mp3 to the end of the first clip. So let us bring the file elmov2 here. So let us bring elmov2.mp3, drag it here. So we have to add this to the end of the first clip. So for that we'll use the time shift tool. Click on time shift tool, then move this in such a way that it reaches the end and just drag it up so that it is joined. Now you can close this. Fade in this clip over 2 seconds. So in order to do that, select the first 2 seconds, go to Effect and then fade in. So now the clip is joined. Remove the end of this clip so that the total length is 35 seconds. So we need only 35 seconds. Select all the portion after 35 seconds and cut it off. You can see the icon with the scissors. So now it is exactly 35 seconds. Edit this file so that it has an appropriate fade in and fade out. So we will give a fade in at the beginning. So take the first 3 seconds, go to Effect, fade in, and the last 3 seconds, click on Effect and fade out. Save this audio clip in .mp3 format as E2 followed by your center number and candidate number. So let us save this file, export audio. It must be saved inside your folder E2 followed by your center number and candidate number. Save it at 192 kbps, which is the standard bitrate. Click Save. Add this soundtrack to your video so that they start and finish at the same time. So let us add this. On Home tab, add music at the current point. This is the track which we had exported. Select it, click on Open. So now you can see it starts and ends at the same time. Export your video in WMV format with the file name E3 followed by your center number and candidate number. Saved movie. It must be E3 and the format must be WMV, that means Windows Media File. Save. Now we have to export this into AVI format with the file name E4 followed by your center number and candidate number. So for that we have to use Format Factory. Now in Format Factory, first select the type of file you want to convert to. So click here. We want AVI, so give OK. Now add the file, click on Add File. So we have already converted as WMV. So select this, give Open, and now set the output folder here. Select your folder itself as the output folder, give OK. Otherwise it will be saved somewhere else. Give OK now, and now you can start converting. So click on Start. So now this will be converted. We are using Format Factory because in Movie Maker only MP4 and WMV is possible. That's why we are converting it to AVI using Format Factory. So once it is done, you can see the converted file inside your folder. This is the file, AVI file. So the video and audio editing task is over.
This is the spreadsheet task. This spreadsheet is used to keep a record of the most popular hotels in Elmore. This data is sent from hotels to the tourist board using a transfer file. Each file contains the code for the hotel, the list of room types, and the number of rooms that are available within each type. Data stores the first two characters, which represents the hotel code. This is followed by blocks of 3 characters, where the letter represents the room type, 2-digit represents the number of rooms available. So for example, the first 2 letters, this KB represents the code for the hotel. These letters, this S, T, D, F, these represents the room type, whether it is single room, twin room, double room, or the family rooms. And the numbers following those letters represents the number of rooms available for that particular room type. No hotel in Elmore has more than 4 different types of room. So we have only 4 different types of room. The maximum number of room types available for one hotel is 4. All files must be of professional standard. Using suitable spreadsheet software, open and examine the data in the files. Room availability. So let us open the files. Open the file room availability.csv and save this as a spreadsheet. So this is the room. Let us save this as a spreadsheet. Save as inside your folder. It must be Excel workbook, and give the name as room availability followed by your center number and candidate number. Row 1 contains the room type code. Insert a new column between columns A and B and a new row between rows 1 and 2. So a column between A and B, so insert, and a row between rows 1 and 2. So right click here and insert. Enter formulae in the appropriate cells. In column B, to display the name of each hotel. So column B, we have to display the name of each hotel here. So this is the code for the hotel. We have to display the name of the hotel. We have a file named hotel in which the names of the hotels are given here. So this is the name of the hotel in the hotel file. So we'll use a VLOOKUP function. The lookup value is this one, A3. The table array is the hotel file. Column index is 2 because the name of the hotel is in the second column. So 2 and 0. So now you can see the name of the hotel is visible here. you can replicate down so that all the hotel names are displayed. Next one, in row 2, to display the room types. In row 2, we have to display the room types. So for room types, we have a file. This is the room type, and this is a horizontal table. So we will use a HLOOKUP function. So equal to HLOOKUP. Now here the lookup value will be the code for the room type, that is C1. The table array is the room type. The row index is 2 because the name is in the row 2 and then 0. So this is the room type. You can replicate it across the cells. The total number of available rooms in each hotel. Total number of available rooms in each hotel. So these are the hotels. So the total number of available rooms for each hotel is the sum of all this. So total rooms available equals, we'll use a sum function. Sum function will only add the numeric values, ignoring the blank ones. So these are the total rooms available. So you can replicate this for all the hotels. Next, the total number of rooms available for each type. So each type means these are the types. So here we have to find the total rooms for each type. So equal to sum of, we have to sum up these values. This will give you the total number of rooms for each type. So that we have now 20 single rooms are available. Same way you can replicate to find the total number of rooms for other types. To calculate the total number of rooms available, the total number of rooms available that you can give here. This is the total number of rooms. Either you can sum this or you can find the sum of this. So equals sum if you do the sum from these cells also, it is correct. So this is the total number of rooms. To count the number of hotels with available rooms for each type. So for each type we have to count the number of hotels, each room type. So here you can give number of hotels with each room type. For that we will use equals count function. Count function will count only the numeric values. So for each type, in each hotel how many values are there, you can just use the count function. So the cells from C3 to C16 are selected. So this is the total number of hotels with available rooms of each type. So now you can replicate this across the cells. So these two we have inserted, just set it as bold, here also bold. Hide column A and row 1. Column A, right click, hide, and also row 1, right click, hide. So now it is hidden. Add appropriate labels to your spreadsheet. So we have already given appropriate labels here. These are the labels. Next, save your spreadsheet as RA1 followed by your center number and candidate number. So file, save as RA1 followed by your center number and candidate number, save. Next step, open the file filetransfer.csv and save this as a spreadsheet. So we have here file transfer, save this file, save as a spreadsheet. So let it be Excel workbook. Save as Excel workbook. Next, edit the spreadsheet so that when the contents of a transfer file are placed into cell A2, the spreadsheet will automatically complete cells A6 to F6. The resulting values from cells B6 to F6 can then be manually copied and pasted into the appropriate cells in the room availability spreadsheet. So when you paste the contents from transfer file in cell A2, that means here we have to get the number of rooms available for each type in cells A6 to F6. For example, we have a format here. This is an example of a code. So when you paste this in cell A2, it should display the hotel name here, the number of single rooms available, the number of twin rooms, double rooms, penthouse. So let us do the formula here. So this is a sample data. So in order to get the hotel name here, we have to use a VLOOKUP function. So again equals VLOOKUP. Now the lookup value is the first two characters of this code. So the first two characters, for that I will use left function, left, then comma 2, because we need the first two characters. Table array is from the hotels table. The column index is 2, which contains the name of the hotel, and then 0. Give OK. So you got the hotel name. Next we have to find the number of rooms for the different types. So in order to do that, first let us check how the data is arranged in this code. You can see the first two characters were the hotel codes. Then comes S here in this S, which is at the third position. So if the type is S at the third position, then the number which comes after that letter, this is the number of rooms for that particular type. Now it's not necessary that the format is the same always or the order is the same always. It can be different ways, and they told there are only maximum 4 types of rooms available. So you can see the room types are set at third position, 6th position, 9th position, and 12th position. So these are the 4 positions at which the hotel types are set. So if the hotel type is at the third position, then the room number for that particular type is at the 4th and 5th. Same way, for the 6th one, it is at 7th and 8th, and so on. So I told you there is no particular order or format for the code. The only thing we have to keep in mind is that maximum number of room types can be only 4. So for example, you can see in the transfer file here, this is the code. So it's not necessary that S should come at the third position or P should come at the 6th position, like that. We have to just check for all the types. I'll be using a nested if formula to find the number of rooms. So equals if, so first we have to check whether S comes at the third position. So if, so third position, in order to find the third position, we'll use a mid function. If mid of this text, comma, the starting position is 3, comma 1, the number of characters 1, that means this is the character at the third position. If this is equal to the value which is given here, or S, comma, if it is equal to S, then the number of rooms is the next two characters following it. That means the characters at the fourth and fifth position. So the characters at fourth and fifth position can be extracted by using mid function again. Mid this text, comma 4, comma 2. That means the characters starting at the fourth position, and from fourth position it will extract two characters. That means the 0 and 6 in this case. This statement has to be repeated for all the positions at 6, 9 and 12. So before copying this part, let us make this absolute, because this is always the same for all room types and for all conditions. So comma, so for this if statement I have to give the false condition, that is another if statement. So let us copy this if, we have to just make slight changes. Copy this and I'll paste it here. Now the next checking which we have to do is whether the character comes at the sixth position. If S comes at the sixth position, then the number of room is 7th and 8th. So just copy this here, 7, comma 2, comma, I am copying the if function again. Now if the character comes at the 9th position, then the 10th and 11th characters are the number of rooms, comma, one more time, because one more character is there. Maximum 4 types of rooms will be there, so 4 positions will be taken. So one more time I'll paste this. If it comes at the 12th position, then the number of rooms are 13 and 14. Now for this if statement, we have to give a false condition, comma 0. That means if any of these conditions are not true, then it will be 0. We have used 4 if functions, so we have to close 4 brackets because it's a nested function. Now if you press enter, you can see you got the value 06, but this is a text because it is extracted from this text. We have to convert this into numeric. So in order to convert this into numeric, we will use a value function. Value, start the bracket and just end the bracket here. Just enclose the complete function inside the value function. So press enter. Now you got the number of rooms for S. So you can see this is the formula which I have used for finding the number of rooms. Now we can replicate this formula and you can see the number of rooms for each room type. So you can see here S became 6, T is 2. For there is no P data type, so it is coming as There is no P room type in this code, so it is coming as 0. And then here 12, you can see this is 12 and F is 4. So these are the number of rooms which we got. So this I have tested with a sample data. Save your spreadsheet as FT1 followed by your center number and candidate number. So here now remove this because this I have given for testing. Just save this file, save as. The name was FT1 followed by your candidate number and center number. So FT1. Model your spreadsheet using the data from the file transfer46.txt. So open that file, transfer46. This is the file and this is the data inside this. So copy this and place the data in cell A2. Now you can see the hotel name is there and the room types are clearly shown. Here there are only two room types, D and F. So the corresponding room numbers have been placed in these cells. Copy and paste the results into appropriate cells into your room availability spreadsheet. So this is the room availability spreadsheet which we had saved. So let us update it with the data in this file. So you can see for this hotel, apart hotel, the details are given like this. The double room is 11 and family room is 6. So this has to be updated here. So for this hotel, double room must be 11 and family room is still 6. Save your file transfer spreadsheet as FT model 1. So this has to be saved as FT model 1 followed by your center number and candidate number. Next, model your spreadsheet using the data from the file transfer47.txt. This is transfer47. Open it. We have this data. Copy this and paste it here so that the data has changed. So now we have to update the data for LAN hotel. In this you can see the twin rooms are 6 and the double rooms are 8. So go to the room availability, LAN hotel, twin rooms are 6 and double rooms are 8 and there is no family room here. So that also has to be updated. Family room, there should be no data in that. So just keep it like this. Save your file transfer spreadsheet as FT model 2. So this is the file transfer file. Save as. Before it was FT model 1. So let us change it to FT model 2. So save this. Next part. Save your room availability spreadsheet as RA model 1 followed by your center number. So file, save as RA model 1 followed by your center number and candidate number. Next step, create a new splash screen to display the key data from the spreadsheet saved in step 13 using the file lmao-template.csv. So let us open lmao template. So this is the lmao template file. We have to display the key data from the spreadsheet saved in step 13 using this file. So the file which is saved at step 13 is RA1. So let us open that. So this is the RA1 file. So the data which is given here, this has to be extracted from the RA1 file. So before that, let us format it in this way. So go to Elmore template. These two cells has to be merged. Set the size as 36. Increase the row height. Click on wrap text. Increase the row height again. So this is fine. The background has to be black and font color has to be white, and you can see row 2 has to be hidden this way, and row 5 also is partly visible. So the background color must be black and the font color must be white. Let this be Arial font. Row 2 is partly visible. Same way, row 5 is also partly visible. And these two texts are bold, and this is also bold. So first let us make all Arial. These two are bold. This is also bold. Now in this cell we have to display the number of hotels which have vacancies. So in order to find the number of hotels that have vacancies, go to the RA1 file. So these are the total number of hotels which have vacancies. So these many hotels. So we have to count this, and it will be only vacant if the number here is greater than 0. If the total rooms available are greater than 0, then only we can consider that hotel as vacant. So we have to use a COUNTIF function. Equals COUNTIF the range is the number of hotels shown here, and the criteria is greater than 0. Then only we can consider this as a hotel which is vacant. So this is the formula. Now in this cell we have to display the total number of rooms which are available. So for that we have to use the formula equals. We have already calculated the total number of rooms that are available in this cell. So just click on this cell and press enter, so that it is shown here. Next we have to show the total number of rooms available for each type. We'll use the formula equals. If you check this file, you can see in this row, in row 17, we have calculated the total number of rooms available for each type. So single is there in C17. So just click on this cell, press enter, you will get the number of single rooms. Now we can just replicate it down. It will show the same values because it is a absolute reference. You can see the other room types come in D, E, F, G, etc. So let us just change it for twin rooms, make it D. This is E, F, and G. So you can see these are the values which we needed. You can see all these values are center aligned. So let us center align all the values. So we have applied the appropriate formula in column A. Evidence 10, save your spreadsheet as splash followed by your center number and candidate number. So this one must be saved as file, save as, splash followed by your center number and candidate number. Save as Excel workbook. Now in order to set this as a splash screen, we have to use the VB code. So we'll set the splash screen in this RA1. So press Alt F11 so that the VB code will be activated. Go to this workbook, right click, insert a user form. So the splash screen is set on a user form. Now we need the image of this data. So just copy this. So on your user form, you have to insert a image placeholder. So click here. This is the image placeholder. Draw an image placeholder. Come to the picture property here. Press Ctrl V so that the image of the cells is pasted. So this is the user form on which the splash screen is done. I'm not using much complicated codes. Just to show the splash screen, I will show the code. Go to the code of the workbook, right click, view code, select the workbook, and when the workbook is open, what code should be shown? We have to just give user form 1. This is the name of the user form which we have created, dot show, so that this will be shown when the workbook is open. So you can close this and close this. Now in order to make this activated, you have to save it as Excel macro enable workbook, then only the code will work. You can save this and save as RA1 splash. Save this. Now you can close the files. So now when you open the macro enable worksheet, click on enable content. Now you can see the data is shown as the splash screen. There is code to make the splash screen disappear, but I am not doing it here. You can just click on close so that it will disappear and your original file will be shown. Next step, identify and describe 6 components of a data dictionary. Enter your answers in a word process document. So a data dictionary defines the structure of a database, what all items must be included in the database, like the name of the table, field names, field types, length, etc. So I have already made the evidence here. These are some of the items of the data dictionary: name of the table, field names, field type, field length, primary key, and validation rules. You can give a brief explanation about this. A client requires a database of their customers. A trainee has created a table structure like this. Evaluate this table structure. So a structure is given here. An ID is given as the primary key. A customer reference number is given, which is set as number, and it's also specified that it is the unique number. So we can set customer reference number as the primary key instead of giving ID. Then they have given an example data for user reference. But here it is set as number, so the data type is wrong. It has to be set as alphanumeric. Then there should be underscore in between the words, no space must be there. Then when you consider the telephone number, it must not be number, because telephone number might contain space or 0 at the beginning. The table name case is not consistent. You can see here the name is not consistent. The case, it's not lowercase or it's not uppercase, it's mixed, so it is not consistent. Then customer reference should be short. It should be set as the primary key. No space must be given in the customer reference number. The data type must be changed, and the data type of telephone number must be set as text. So these are the evaluations of the database structure. This is the end of the task in this paper. So I hope all of you like the video. Please like, share and comment. Those who have not subscribed, please subscribe so that you will be updated about the new videos. Thank you for now.